Beijing is increasing funding and also it's going to have to step up in its leadership in UNESCO as well. It has mentioned that the United States was in arrears and hasn't been paying its fair share. Is there anything that China can do about this? And are there others in UNESCO who will be stepping up alongside you?
Firstly, China's increased funding will ensure the daily operation of the organization to reach its targets as a part of the UN system. And secondly, and also this funding and leadership also shows China's determination and its commitment for defending multilateralism and its support to the UN-centered international system and also the basic international relations based on the purpose and the principles of the UN Charter. So it's showing the China's determination for defending for the multilateralism.
Okay, and back to you, Ginger Chapman. Should I be right in feeling a little bit suspicious by the timing of this announcement? He's been announcing quite a lot of things over the last few weeks with internal issues that he's having problems trying to get rid of this Epstein issue off the front pages. So he's been announcing a lot of things, throwing a lot of news stories out there. Would this have happened anyway at this time, or do you think there's some? Am I being wrong and being a little bit suspicious?
Well, this would not have happened at this time were it not for events in the Middle East. And as we've seen, Trump is not approaching things with a grand strategy, as though the American people are alarmed because it does not seem that Trump has thought things through, the long-term implications. There is no overriding strategy that is governing his plans. So this announcement seemed very reactionary, very much a reaction to recognizing Palestine as a member state in light of the events happening in the Middle East. This is becoming an unavoidable quagmire that the United States is going to have to deal with at some point, and we have no plan to deal with it. That's why Trump is appearing to lash out politically. This is a political move because of our weakened position and because the other countries of the world are turning against America and Israel in the Middle East. We are in a weakened position. We no longer have the influence that we had even 10 years ago during Trump's first term. So the timing of this is very much a reaction to what is happening in the Middle East. This is not part of a strategy. This is all very reactionary and responsive. And this is one of the other things that alarms American voters because this shows no master international diplomatic strategy. We are only reacting to events on the ground, and this will isolate us as other countries become more organized and are able to mount a resistance to America's bullying and a resistance to Trump trying to force through his economic and political plans through sheer economic bullying and also the bullying of his personality.
Okay, and Nader Rong, coming to you, since the United States first pulled out of UNESCO and suspended its funding in the 2010s, how has Beijing stepped up in the meantime and managed to increase its influence within UNESCO as well as its spending?
China has established a close partnership with UNESCO to jointly promote global peace and prosperity. And China values UNESCO's mission and firmly supports its goals. Over the past decade, the two sides has engaged in a close cooperation, achieving fruitful outcomes, especially in advancing education, science, and culture in developing countries, and contributing to peace and sustainable development. China is the last contributor for the organization, and only between the year 2022 and 2023, China has funded the organization with $119 million. And also, China has started with UNESCO and support a lot of initiatives like Silk Road programs and UNESCO's Man and Biosphere program and UNESCO's prize for girls and women's education, and to make joint efforts to strengthen higher education and also culture heritage protection in African and developing countries.
Well, there's a long list there of ways that that China and UNESCO have been helping or involved in projects around the world. Ginger Chapman, so what are the consequences for the United States when it comes to UNESCO projects across your country and ongoing cultural or educational or scientific programs? Will it be noticed on the ground? You mentioned before World Heritage Sites.
Yes, well, this is going to cause some chaos, and it is going to negatively impact as far as our World Heritage Sites. And there are other institutions that have arrangements and projects with UNESCO. So this is going to negatively impact them. And the main thing is the broader picture is that the United States, America, we are saying that we want improved diplomatic relationships with the world. This is at a time where Donald Trump is disrupting and shaking up all of our old multilateral arrangements and replacing them with unilateral, bilateral agreements. This is very risky because this relies on the force of Trump's personality. And as we've seen right now, especially with respect to certain issues, Trump does not appear to be fully representing the American people and America first. So there is controversy and conflict at home over whether this is truly America first or whether this is for the benefit of our ally Israel. However, in the long run, this is only going to weaken the American polity because this creates more divisions at home where Americans see that we are sacrificing our own national interests, our own World Heritage Sites, our own international arrangements through UNESCO, the goodwill that America used to have from participating in scientific and educational outreach programs. And instead, we are replacing these with an antagonistic, aggressive posture towards other countries and institutions that express any type of anti-Israel or pro-Palestinian political ideology. So this is only going to create chaos for America, for Trump's international outreach, and it's only going to create chaos domestically as America is trying to sort through what is truly America first and what we are doing for Israel. Once again, withdrawing from UNESCO was a bad move, and it appears to be completely only because they recognize Palestine as a member state. This is a bad sign because if we continue to withdraw from organizations based on this one issue, ultimately we are going to lose power and influence and the ability to even influence this issue as other countries step up to fill the vacuum. And we are not going to be able to bully our way into the Middle East arrangement that we want for very long. This is unsustainable. Withdrawing from UNESCO is one more sign of America's weakness on the international stage, and this is unsustainable as other countries step up to fill the vacuum, much as China is doing with outreach and with finances. So our relationship with Israel is further isolating us on the world stage at a time that Trump is saying his agenda is to reach out and create newer, better relationships. And while he's trying to do this, the entire time we are hindered by our relationship with Israel, which is dictating our foreign policy
Okay.
to the detriment